Welcome back to Kiesel News, everybody. We have a lot of film news to cover. To start, there have been talks of a potential Monsters, Inc. sequel, but the ideas haven't been seen as good enough yet, which is a good sign in terms of Pixar actually caring about their sequels and not just pumping them out for something to do. I mean, I still think 5 Toy Stories is a little excessive, but it's better than something like Marvel, which just grants sequel after sequel after sequel. Just like, you could have a movie on a random-ass side character from Secret Invasion just because Marvel wants to pump out more content. Pixar proving it's the best Disney's owned studio by far. They also confirmed that they're working on multiple new original films, and their next film is actually going to be an original one in 2026. So that's great. I'm okay with there being a Toy Story 5 or other occasional sequels if we're going to be getting this many original films. I know I've dogged on the recent Pixar's new films, like Soul and Turning Red and all that. They haven't been received the best, and I don't think Pixar is nearly as good as it was. But the fact that they're at least still trying to put out original movies is awesome. Next up, Catherine Lagaya has been cast as Moana in the live-action Moana remake. Yet again, another Disney remake that's coming out. But the interesting thing about her is that she has 0 acting credits, aside from a few episodes of a random TV show. Her dad was in Star Wars, but he just played a random trooper character, so even him isn't adding much to her resume at all. But I think this is fine, because you have Dwayne Johnson reprising his role from the animated movie, and he's a huge actor, obviously. So for the 2 leads, you have one who's going to sell all the tickets, and then one who can take all of those viewers who watched her performance and grow her career out of it. So it's really beneficial, actually, in getting more new actors involved in the space. Also, in terms of the actual casting, she really looks like the animated Moana. Like, that's really uncanny. Holy shit. A new regular show is in the works. Now, this isn't like Gumball, where we were originally set to get a new show, but it just ended up being a revival of the original series with Season 7. This is a full-on new show that is going to have new characters and won't focus on the main protagonist of the original series, although they could still show up, and they probably will. One thing that I'm currently thinking regarding this series is where it'll premiere. Are they going to premiere it on Cartoon Network like the original series? Or will it premiere on a streaming service, because no one watches cable TV anymore, and I doubt anyone would go to the Cartoon Network app or anything. I mean, I think you can get Cartoon Network on Stack TV, so maybe it would premiere there, but it wouldn't be the same. It's not going to be the same as waking up on a Saturday morning and watching your favorite cartoon. Sure, other Cartoon Network properties, like Adventure Time, they now live on streaming, if you count Fiona and Cake and Distant Lands, but those series were more designed for streaming, being longer form and less episodic. Speaking of Adventure Time, a new Adventure Time movie is in the works, and a prequel series is being talked about. So not only do we have Fiona and Cake Season 2, but now 2 other projects. Man, we went from, having nothing in the works to having everything in the works at once. I think Cartoon Network must have been realizing that they're falling off, so now they need to bring back all of their old shows. Dude, what if they revive Samurai Jack? If they could, they should bring back Teen Titans. They have Teen Titans Go that no one fucking watches. Bring back Teen Titans instead. Which return are you more excited for, Adventure Time or regular show? Comment below. Paddington 3 trailer has been released. Now, this may be a hot take, but I've never really seen the appeal of Paddington personally. I only watched it when I was younger, so maybe watching it back now, I would have a deeper appreciation for it, but I doubt it, as I wouldn't even have the nostalgia that I'm sure carries a lot of love for the film. I recently joked about the Blade film being in even more turmoil, but it's actually true, as it has now gained a new writer and lost its previous director. Like, holy fuck, man. This movie is the epitome of development hell. Like, I think this even beats out any Star Wars project, because at least you don't hear about them for, a couple of years, and then they're canceled. We're literally going on 5-6 years since Blade was announced, and it's still so far away. The Black Widow writer is also this new writer as well, so that is not good news for the movie. If it was the Black Widow director, would make sense with this headline, because, they talk about the director being dumped and then switch the focus to the writer. But anyways, if it was the Black Widow director, I'd actually be kind of excited, as you do have to admit, there were some really pretty-looking shots in the movie, especially when Black Widow was running with all the fire behind her and all that shit. That shit looked good. Trump is apparently going to be on the next episode of Logan Paul's podcast. What? How the hell did Logan Paul pull this off, man? He's not even that big in the grand scheme of things if you think about it, right? Like, sure, he's a popular YouTuber, he's a boxer, but Donald Trump, regardless of what you think of him, he's presidential. Like, why would he go on Logan Paul's podcast? I could see him going on something like Joe Rogan, or even fucking Andrew Tate before he went with Logan Paul. Maybe it's because Logan Paul's the only person who's had more controversies than Trump. A YouTuber whose name I will not butcher was elected as an independent MEP to the European Parliament. Now, this is interesting because yesterday we just covered how a YouTuber wanted to be Prime Minister in the UK. And they were also a prankster YouTuber. I don't know why these people are both prankster YouTubers. Maybe they're teaming up to pull a prank, and all of this is just false headlines. At least the YouTuber in the UK seems like he has some qualifications to potentially be the president. This guy, he said that the only reason why he tried to run was because he wanted to stick it to nerds. Oh yeah, that's a very mature outlook, buddy. I would say he would never get in, but he's made it this far, so who knows. Like Elon Musk said, he has indeed now hidden the likes tab on every account, so now you can't see any Twitter users' likes. I've given my thoughts on this in the episode where it was originally announced. I think that it is a bad thing for me personally, as I like to just go on a few select accounts on Twitter and then just scroll through their likes to get the rest of my Twitter experience, as opposed to getting lost in numerous suggested accounts, or scroll. Just go to like 5 accounts and then look through their multitude of likes. But now I won't be able to do that. But a stupid thing that I didn't address before is that bookmarks are still public. So bookmarks, which will likely hold stuff that's potentially a lot more shameful, are still public. At least this means we can still have funny moments from bad bookmarks. We just won't get them as frequently because people probably bookmark stuff less than they would like stuff. I saw many posts today talking about how a study at Harvard claimed that there could be aliens living among us, but when I read the article, it really just sounds like they're making up theories and they're just talking about them. Like, I know everyone loves to dunk on Harvard, and rightfully so, with a lot of its administration, but I don't even think they would claim that aliens are 100% real. These were probably just students taking a cryptozoology class of some sort, which does exist. I had to take one in communications where we had to talk about different cryptids and scientific conspiracies and shit, so maybe it was just a little course related to that, and now it's getting misinterpreted. Nobody 2 is apparently beginning to film in August. That is awesome, man. I'm so excited for the sequel to release, and I'm so happy that Bob Odenkirk is getting another acting gig. Nobody was unironically better than any of the John Wick films. That may get me 10,000 dislikes if I don't have them already for talking slow, but hopefully if it films in August, we see it either mid-next year or at the very tail end. Lastly, Metallica is coming to Fortnite. Whoa! No, seriously, I actually do have a little bit more to say here. Like, Metallica is popular with 40-year-old men nowadays, right? I don't think they're popular with Fortnite's target audience. I mean, I like Metallica. I've been to one of their concerts, but I don't know if those little Gen Alpha kids will be as excited.